Hello, hello. Good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome to June Book Club for Blue Bookmark. This month we chose The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. Susie will not be joining us because her little bundle of joy decided to come a wee bit early. So wish them well. We're happy to have her back though. And Sarah will be here any minute, hopefully. So you all have me for a while. If you're here, say hello, where you're coming from. Um, yeah, and we'll get started. All right. So we picked The Lies I Tell. It was a book of the month book for June. And her book before that was also a book of the month, but I don't remember what month, and I hadn't read that book. So let me see. I'm not seeing anybody here yet. I don't. Let me look at some technical things and make sure we're even live. If you're here, say hello. All right, well, I don't know where Sarah is, so I guess we'll just go ahead and get into this. I wish I could see some comments though. I see there are 13 of you. Oh, okay. I see comments on my iPad, but not on my StreamYard for some weird thing. Let me catch up on these. Hey, Jill. Hey, Dan, Carrie, Terry. I don't know why it's not showing me on my StreamYard. Okay, so what did everybody rate The Lies I Tell? I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was like exactly my favorite type of book. Like a psychological thriller type thing, but kind of like, Liv Constantine, The Last Mistress Parish kind of reminded me similar to that. A female bad guy. Read it in a day. A lot of 5 stars. Awesome. Jill was 4. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. It's really weird not having anybody to talk to. Couldn't put it down. Read it in a day. I really liked the revenge. Yeah, that was interesting. Okay, so there's a reading group guide. I don't know if it's in all the books, but it came in my NetGalley book. One of the most powerful tools in Meg's arsenal is a familiarity with social media. What do you think she could learn about you from your own online presence? Well, probably a lot. I share a bunch on social media that I shouldn't, I'm sure. But I did wise up, and those things where they're like, share what's your mother's maiden name and the first street that you grew up on. That's your superhero name. Well, that's people are able to crack into passcodes. I have not seen the show Leverage, but it's always been on my to watch list. I was just telling the girls earlier today that having Meg's point of view made it hard to not like her. Like getting in her mind kind of made me sympathize with her and be like, you go, yeah, even though she's doing bad things. Okay, so yes. Have any of you all seen that documentary? It's about social media. Was it like Connected or something on Netflix that really is supposed to make you sit back and be like, wow, social media is taking over our life? Meg was the con artist. Yes, she was the bad guy. Kat was the journalist. There was a lot of characters. Ron was the ultimate bad guy. It really is terrifying how much the Tinder swindler. Yeah. What is the name of that documentary? I haven't watched it, but I hear it's just like super eye opening. Okay, so since they both know the other woman is lying about her identity, Meg and Kat also know they shouldn't trust each other. How does their friendship grow despite this? Hold on. What? Do you know where my red glove is? No. I'm on book club. Sorry. Okay, so since they both know the other woman is lying about her identity, Meg and Kat also know they shouldn't trust each other. How does their friendship grow despite this? Yeah, so I thought that aspect was really kind of interesting. Um, I kind of thought it would be really neat for them to like figure it out, but like tell each other they figured it out and then like work together. But in the end, Meg handed her everything on a silver platter. Yeah, they definitely didn't trust each other. They both really didn't have any other friends. I know, I kept waiting to like hate Meg, but she was a great character. She really was a good character. I could totally see them like I pictured the girls from Something Borrowed. Remember that movie that had Kate Hudson and was it Jennifer Goodwin? Is that her name? Um, as these two characters, although they're probably a little bit too old now. Oh, Scott let me down. He could have been. Yeah, I mean, maybe that would have been interesting. Them in on it together. I wonder what Meg would have done had she known about Nate and Kat, about what Nate did to her, and that Meg kind of sidelined her career. But yeah, I think even with the big lie in the middle of it, I still think their friendship grew a lot. But yeah, poor Scott was sad. Did you think that it was him that was hacking into her bank and stealing the mail, or did you think that it truly was Meg? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen her ruin Nate as well. I think she would have felt really bad. I just got a message from Sarah. She totally forgot. Let's see if she hops on. That's funny. Yeah, we were supposed to have it last night, and then my youngest has started playing travel ball, and he had practice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and was supposed to have a tournament tomorrow, but that got canceled. So we pushed it a day. So, Stasha, I don't remember the prologue. I started reading this on June 1st, and I just finished it today. Not that I didn't love it. I thought it was a fantastic book. I've just been so busy. Um, I finished 5 for the month of June, and if you follow anything that I do, I usually am like 10 plus. Now I see comments on my phone. This is going to be a lot easier. You're here!
I'm here. I totally started watching a movie. I wasn't even totally forgot.
Listen,
I
I
happened to
have
go.
had some major technical problems.
Oh, really?
I
I
could
wanted to
not
go plug
see
my
any of
phone
the
in.
comments.
Oh no.
I couldn't see if anybody was on. So I luckily I had my iPad sitting here, my cracked iPad. So I just hopped on YouTube and I was able to see all the comments on there. So
Oh,
now
good.
I'm so much happier. I have somebody to talk to.
Someone to talk to. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I started watching a movie and then I went to go plug my phone in and then I see Sarah Trent. Are you coming? I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I
I mean,
totally forgot. It
I
was
love
so
talking to everybody in the comments, but I just feel so awkward like not hearing anything back, just reading.
My cat's like, who are you talking to? That's
Who can
Cece.
remind me what Nate did to Kat? Okay, Nate was the friend of the teacher who was at the bar that Kat went to interview, and he essentially raped her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, catching up.
Yes. Yes. Did you mean the epilogue or the prologue? I wanted more from the prologue to see what Kat. Okay, that's where I got confused. You meant epilogue. Yes, I would have loved to have gotten a whole nother book on what Kat
Yes.
does now.
Yeah. Book two and is the con artist. That would be interesting.
I
Where she
know.
takes it.
Yeah, Alicia, I don't often think about
She
other
did.
addicts aside from drugs and alcohol, but it's crazy or not crazy,
Yeah.
it's poor choice of words. I mean, there's a lot of other things that you could get addicted to that could totally ruin your life. And gambling is thankfully that's not something I have ever. I don't even like to buy a lottery ticket cuz I'm like, "Oh, I can't spend that $5."
Yeah. I used to live in California, so every once in a while the girls would take a Las Vegas trip, and they laugh
Oh,
at me
yeah.
because I would have like $20 gambling money.
Yeah.
Once that was gone, that was like and that was it. I was not going to waste any more. But it was funny because sometimes you would win, and I would go cash out to go play with that
Yeah.
120 again. Like I want my winnings
So,
in my pocket. I'm not a
Kentucky
very
is
good
actually
gambler.
gambling is actually illegal in the state of
Oh,
Kentucky.
really?
Yeah, so we have no well, we it's not illegal. Casinos are illegal. Like you can bet on horses here at like Churchill, obviously the Kentucky Derby,
Mm.
but like we don't have casinos here. But right off the Ohio River is a whole bunch of casinos, and a bunch of people go there.
Yeah, we
Um,
don't have them here in Florida, but in
yeah.
California, like on because it was like Indian ground, they would have some, and then of course
Oh
Vegas
yeah,
had
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So, but we don't have this here. There's a gambling cruise that will take you out to like international waters, and
Mm-hmm.
the cruise is just for like gambling, and then they bring you back when
Gotcha.
done. But I've never been on it. Like I said, I'm not a big gambler. Clearly, my 20
Yeah,
bucks was at all our waste on it
yeah,
on those
yeah.
penny
I'm
machines.
such a tightwad. I cannot.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I need my money.
Okay, so I did notice that I'm talking about the two women. At first, I kind of thought maybe they were like FBI agents ready to pick her up or something like that,
Yeah.
Um, but then I didn't realize it was a reference to The Last Flight, but that's really good.
Oh,
I
you're right.
think
That could
Alex
be.
loved that book, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
I think her and Susie loved it.
So I'm gonna bump it up because I really really enjoyed the way this
Oh, you haven't
author
read The Last
writes.
Flight yet? Oh no, it's really good.
No, so what did you rate the book? You weren't here for that.
I gave it 4. I really
4.
liked it.
Yeah, I said this was like exactly my type of book.
Mhm.
Like
I
this,
love a
I
good
like the
con artist story.
psychological thriller. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like the Lisa Jewell type. It's not
Yes.
really a murder mystery, but there's something
Mm.
going on. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely, like I said, I say 5 stars for books that I would reread, and I wouldn't
Yeah,
reread this one.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I really liked it. I thought it was well
So
done,
our
and it kept you
first,
motivated.
yeah. So I have the reading guide, and we
Okay.
really just talked about um how Meg used social media to get like learn everything. So we talked about how much you share on social media, and I share like everything. I'm an open book.
Yes.
So somebody could probably infiltrate my life really easy. And you
Yeah.
don't post much of anything on social media,
I don't
very rarely.
either. I'm too
So
busy reading.
yeah, you got it locked down. And then we were kind of talking about Meg and Kat, how their weird friendship. Like, I truly think they had a genuine friendship,
Yeah.
even on top of all the lies. Like, they really cared for each other in a weird
Yeah.
way.
In a weird way. It's hard to build a relationship when you're all lying and you can't, But I think they did kind of like
Yeah.
each other toward the end. Like, okay.
Okay, discuss the role of ego in Meg's cons. How do her targets create openings for her with her own bad behavior? Well,
What?
she picks dudes with huge egos.
As
That
I
one that
say,
stroked. She's a beautiful woman.
yeah. And that's her purpose, is to take down the
Right.
men that have caused these women all this. I mean, she does take them for money, but
Right.
in the last chapter it says she leaves, like, she paid for that one woman's school, and she
Mm-hmm.
gave Kat the money for the debt that her fiance racked up, and so at least she did do a little good with it, taught them a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if she wasn't as beautiful as she was, how much harder it would have been to slip. Because a lot of what she did was pretty much want the men to date her.
Yeah.
So she
So
has to keep up appearances.
has to keep up appearances
So at
and find out
first,
what they
Kat
like.
blames, yeah, she blames Meg for what happened with Nate. When do you think she stopped feeling that way?
I think toward the end, when she started with, I mean, at the very end, when Meg left her the notes, and it was just a plan, like, let's get Nate in trouble because of what he did. Not Nate. No,
Corey?
Corey. Thank you. I was like, that's not the right name. um, you know, to do
Mm-hmm.
that. That was just her list of things to do. She
Right.
had no idea that that was going to be a consequence of Kat's
Right.
actions, and
Because
so
that was the whole thing that propelled her, was the sexual assault of her friend.
yes,
And
yes.
that really bothered her that happened. And so she would have never condoned, like, I don't
Mm-mm.
think she's an ends justifies the means type person. Like, that would have been a non-starter had she known that would have happened.
Right. Yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
gave Kat the motivation to go after Meg for
Mm-hmm.
so long. That started her
Yeah.
story.
Mm-hmm. But also about her looks, though, like Dan said, maybe she would have conformed, but she's probably not the most beautiful woman in the room.
Mm-mm.
Like, she's probably like a chameleon, and where she is pretty, so she'll attract people, but she's not like so over the top that people don't forget her. Like,
Right, because
they
yeah,
might be like, oh, there was that woman, but she doesn't stand out
right. She
because she's
needs to
able to
draw
just slip.
attention, but yeah, because I think
Yes.
her friends mentioned when Meg was not Meg, Kat was interviewing like a friend, they're like, Meg did this because, she was like a wall, she just blended in the background. So I think that was
Yep.
something that she worked on, make herself notice when she needed to be, but then also
Yep.
could disappear in the background, because that's
Yep.
usually the how con artists do it.
Yeah, I think when she read the notes was when she ultimately didn't blame Meg, and when she realized men just kind of, it wasn't Meg's fault. Men are going to do what men are going to do.
Yeah, it wasn't. She had no idea Kat would go home with him, or he would drug her, or however that,
Yeah, he roofied her.
Roofied her, yeah.
The greatest downside, of Meg's career is the loneliness. Do you think she could have kept in touch with her friends when she started scamming Corey? How would you feel in her position, moving cross country every few years and not making any permanent connections?
It's got to be hard.
That'd be really hard. Yeah.
I think she was right. I don't think she could, maintain friendships when she's trying to maintain, her personality. I mean, her persona at the moment. I don't think she had room for that.
Yeah,
even though
it's
she
like
said she
being
missed
undercover.
You just kind of had to let everything else go, which is why most people can't do it, because they have connections, family, friends.
Right. Like if I just slipped out of where I am, I feel like there'd be several people like reporting me missing,
right.
Type
people
of situation.
Would notice.
Right. It was a very lonely life. Very lonely.
Yeah, definitely.
Meg was definitely like Robin Hood. That's a great comparison.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So, even though Megan is such a popular name, I have not really read any aside from this one with the main character with the same name as me. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And that she was such a good character.
Yeah. That's like Sarah, too. You think I would read more books with Sarah in it, but there's very few. It drives me crazy because there'll be like a 40-year-old woman and her name is like Avery, or some names that weren't around 40 years.
Not true.
Girls did
in
not
1989.
Yes. Yeah, in the 80s you should be Lindsay or Megan, or
right.
but
Amanda,
they do like all of a sudden. I mean, there's one every once, but they all have these current names popular today.
Right.
Like that wasn't the trend 30 years ago when your character was born.
So that's funny you say that. So in my book research, I put quotations on it because it's very not, but anyway, I have looked up popular names from like the ages of my characters and then subtract to the year they were born and then looked up the top 20 most popular names and picked from that list.
Right. But some just like they look at today like I didn't know anybody, we should all be named Jennifer or Jessica or
No. Okay. So very lonely life. Okay. Meg believes that scamming Philip to return Celia's cottage was a turning point in her career. How was that job different than the others she had run? So up until that point, we didn't know about when we learned about Philip, we really didn't know anything else other than Corey. So and Corey was the creepy teacher. So we learned about what he did with him, but then we didn't know anything until Meg or till Kat got the books really. So Philip, I kind of felt like it was on brand with the way Corey, because he was treating the mother of his children awful, being really rude in his divorce and all that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the crappy teacher.
Yeah, because I don't think. I mean, he says he got his, he, of course, got fired, but it never says if he got, he lost his job,
jail time.
He lost his money, but I don't think we ever found out if he got jail time or
not. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But I wonder what I did it say like what the golf pro did, or like what did these people do aside from just being easy? Like we didn't get a whole lot of detail.
Mm-mm.
Here's a little boy knocking at my door. What? I'm in book
They miss
club.
you.
Goodness. I've told them 4 times. I'm ready for school to start back. Driving me
Yeah.
bananas. Um, why does it take Kat so long to recognize that Scott has relapsed? Where would you draw the line between supporting a partner who is trying to overcome an addiction and protecting herself? I think it was easy for Scott to, he saw an opening, he saw,
Yeah.
oh, I could spin this, and her
Yeah.
totally think it's Meg and
Yes.
get away with this.
Yeah. And I think she loved him, you know. It's hard sometimes to see, like, you want to trust him, you want to,
Mhm,
you know, but I think she had doubts, you know, because she wasn't, you know, excited about the wedding or, you know, planning it and
mhm,
stuff. But
right, right.
I
I
think
don't remember, how did they
I wanted
meet?
to believe him.
He was the cop that
The,
worked on.
he was the cop. He worked on her case when her debit card got used or
Oh, okay.
stolen or
I knew
something.
it. I couldn't remember if it was something to do with Nate, but then I thought, well, no, she didn't go to the cops for that. But then it
Yeah,
must be the reason why she's so cagey on online banking, because it was something like
yeah,
that. So
because of what happened.
yeah. So yeah. Hmm. I don't know. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing
Yeah,
because
it
it's not
is. It's every situation. You know, like we could see it, but she couldn't because sometimes when you're so
right.
close, you just hope that
Right.
the love of your life is, you know, going to do what's right. And he was
Mm-hmm.
in treatment, and you know, she didn't leave him the first time, and she was helping him pay off his big debt.
Right. He
And then when
used her
he did
quite a
it to her
bit.
again, ran up
I'm
in her
I'm really
name.
surprised that Meg paid for the well, I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the
Yeah,
same time, like I would have thought that she would have gone a step farther and had him like caught or something.
yeah,
Meg sent the pictures he kept to the school board in LA Times. Oh yeah. Right. I mean, but like what happened after all of that media explosion, cuz like we
yeah,
had Kat working on it 10 years ago, and then the thing with Nate happened, and then that was kind of like she quit, and then it jumps to present day, and I don't really know what happened. I must have missed that.
yeah.
But
She
yeah,
could.
she left, drained his bank account, and sent, the story to the newspapers and kind of turned him in.
Yeah, and put the note in his boss's
Mm-hmm.
office. But
But if
so
the girl wasn't there to press charges,
yeah, like I said, we don't know if
they
there's a
might not
criminal
have,
thing, but
yeah, they
he
might
definitely
not have
lost his
even found a
job, and
victim. Oh, yeah, probably.
he definitely would have lost his job, and he lost his money because she took it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We've already done that one. Okay. Kat doesn't trust that Scott will be investigated by his colleagues. Is there incentive for police departments to investigate their officers and detectives? What motivations do they have to sweep corrupt and violence under the rug? I don't like that question.
I know.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Obviously, it happens because they're buddies.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
try to get
And I mean,
try to
even
save your
not
friend out of
like
trouble.
exactly like take a step out of the police department and go to any office space. Like when you
Yeah,
get to know
if
people
you're
and they
close to
become super close, like
your
it's
friend,
hard to not give that person the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, and they might thought
But
she was fine, although you know she did provide evidence, but
right.
it wouldn't
And
surprise
like
me.
this
But it
is a hard
wouldn't
one
surprise me
because
anywhere.
like yeah, you definitely should not open up a card in your spouse's or partner's name.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like you have given him all this information. Like I know all of Glenn's information. He knows all of my information. That, like, is it illegal to open up a credit card in your husband's name?
I
Like,
would
okay, yeah, that's
I would
really not
think
a
so
good,
because
but
yeah.
you've given, that this person knows all of your information. You share a home. He even paid rent with it.
Yeah. Well, I think
So,
that's what
like,
they were saying.
yeah, this is bad. He's an addict, but how, like, did he deserve to lose his job? I mean, probably because he doesn't have the
Yeah, I mean
ethical.
it would be because they weren't married,
Right.
and it is fraud because he filled out the paperwork with her
Mm-hmm.
information, even though
Yeah.
he had it. It doesn't matter if you have it; you're not
Right.
allowed to use it for to gain, you know. So
Right.
he should have lost
Yeah.
his
So, I
job.
mean, he's not out there like getting random people. I mean, it's still absolutely it's wrong what he did.
Yeah,
So no, he probably should not be a police officer because he's shown that he can't be trusted
right.
to have the ethics that he needs to have. Um, so I don't know. It's a huge, huge, huge gray area. But yeah. So it's. I mean, I I didn't mean to say is it legal. I know it's illegal.
Yeah,
I meant to say like it's kind of one of those like um gray area things. Like it would be extremely hard to prove that she wasn't involved and didn't say, "Oh yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Go ahead and open that up in my name since my credit's better than yours, and then we'll use it for home things."
yeah.
That's what I was meaning to say. Like it would be
That
really
makes
hard to
sense.
prosecute. So like he saw an opening where he could get away with this on both sides. Like if anybody found out, he could say, "Oh, she told me to do this,"
Right.
and
And
then
he
with
said she
her, he
said,
could say, "Oh, Meg did it."
yeah, yeah. No, she needed kicking to the curb.
Yeah, pretty much all the men were bad except for there was one that wasn't too bad, but we only got him for like a page.
Oh, her friend in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely needs help before he can help others. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, my train of thought has a lot of stops before it makes sense, Alicia. My Kindle shut down. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. What, Carson? Why are you knocking? And then they run away.
Oh, boys.
They're not even supposed to be here. I thought they were going for ice cream, but
Oh yeah, apparently not.
apparently they haven't left yet.
Like, get out. I'm sorry, like that.
So I don't really know how it would benefit anybody else in his department though to sweep it under the rug, um, other than just trying to have your partner's back, I
Yeah,
guess. But I don't know. I would hope that more people would try to pick the bad apples so they wouldn't rot out the whole tree. So.
yeah,
So Meg says the difference between justice and revenge comes down to who's telling the story. What does she mean, and do you agree with her? So I do think that in a book, you are biased by whose point of view you have. So,
yeah,
like, Verity is the perfect example of that because we get Lowen's point of view and we just get Verity's from the
the letter.
story.
Yeah,
And so, like, you really want to hate her. Same with this. Like, if we hadn't had Meg's chapters, we might really hate her. But because we
yeah,
got inside of the way she felt and the way her brain worked and how she processed things, I was sympathetic towards her and
yeah.
ended
You
up
kind of
really
liked
loving her.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
you liked her, even though she was the bad guy in
Yep.
the story. But
So
you're
there's a
right. If
way to
we got,
spin it.
you're right. If we got from Kat's point of view, or from the men who she did this to, we might feel differently.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
since we got to know Meg so much, we were like, well, I like her, even though
Yeah.
she was committing all these crimes, but we
Yeah.
still rooted for her.
Yep. And I wanted so much more. Like, this could be a series. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of that, what's next for Kat and Meg? Do you think Kat will succeed in her new quest? Will Meg really retire from her cons?
I think it would be hard for Meg to stop when I'm not sure if she can quit. She might take a break,
Mm-hmm.
but I would not be surprised if she, because there's always going to be bad men that need, her kind of justice, revenge, whichever way we want to
Mm-hmm.
spin it. But I don't think she is done. She's young. I mean, maybe
She was what,
but
32, 33?
yeah, she was in her 30s.
No, didn't
She
they
was 30.
say, yeah, because there was one time when they said, oh, well, you're still young at 33 or something. And
Yeah,
she
she was
said, well,
like,
really,
oh,
I added on a couple of years.
yeah. So I think she was right around 30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So where she was going to,
yeah, and it would be
the
like I said,
Caribbean, something like that.
yeah, Costa
She
Rica, I
might
think.
see something. Yeah.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Be curious to see what Kat
Costa
did to
Rica.
Nate.
Yeah. I hope that in someday they reconnect.
Yeah, team up.
Therapist.
That would be fun if they teamed up and started, doing these cons.
So
I'd read
Kate,
it.
or I remember liking The Therapist, but I don't remember what happened. Yeah, I don't remember what happened in The Therapist.
Yeah. Did I read that? I'm so bad
I
at
think
that.
you
Some
did.
of
It
them.
was the
I think
B.A.
I
Paris
did.
book. I'm
Oh, I did read
almost
that.
positive you
Yeah,
read it.
I did read it. I was like, this sounds familiar, but there's some of those
Wasn't it she bought the
titles.
house? They bought the house that the therapist had lived in, and she
Oh, yes.
was murdered.
Yes, I remember. It's coming back to me. I have read
I
that.
don't remember. I don't remember the ending,
No,
other than
okay, I'm trying to remember.
yeah, I don't remember. It
I
was a
know.
good
I
book
did.
though.
It was. I liked it, but sometimes with those mysteries, they just kind of get all
They do. They
winding.
really
I
do.
need to read the
And
back
it
of the
was
book to
like
read the
last
last
year.
chapter. Yeah, and I read it last
Yeah.
year. Like, I think I read that. I did read that.
Yep.
I did. I did.
Sleepy. She thought of herself as a problem solver. I think. Yep. I think so.
Yes, definitely.
She just did not like to see overpowering men take advantage of women.
Yes. Well, she saw how
There's that
much hurt.
conversation.
She saw how much it hurt her mother to get conned
Mm.
by, politician whose name I can't think of, and you know, I think she had, the motivation to help. I mean, she did it because she didn't like living in a car, but she found someone
Mm.
that she didn't feel so bad about taking advantage of,
Right.
because in her mind they deserved it.
So at the back of the book, there's a conversation with the author, and they asked what inspired you to write The Lies I Tell, and she said, "I'm obsessed with true crime podcasts." And a few years ago, she came across one about a con artist who went to elaborate lengths to lure his victims. I wonder if it was kind of like the Tinder swindler type deal.
Yeah.
Gain their trust and then steal everything they owned. That particular con artist was a man. But she remembered thinking, what about female con artists? Would people be more inclined to trust them? From there, her imagination took over. Like with The Last Flight, she didn't want to write a female character who was a sociopath. So she spent a lot of time trying to figure out a way to write a female con artist with a conscience. A woman who used her intellect and wits to do something good in the world, where women often get the short end of the stick. I like that because
Yeah.
I am 100 times more apt to trust a woman than a man.
Fine.
And I like that she made her not a sociopath.
Yeah.
So women taking it for women.
Yeah. Because most con
So
artists have, that kind of
because
sociopathic
yeah, exactly. Like they
feelings.
let her
You don't
in.
really
Yeah.
usually get sympathetic ones.
Yeah. They did their guard wasn't up because they're like, oh, it's just this 30 something,
Yeah.
young girl.
Nice. And she was nice to
Yeah.
everybody. And you have no idea what she's done until she's
Yeah.
done it and gone.
Right.
Like, what happened to
Meg
her?
and Kat don't trust each other, even as they get closer and closer. What was the most challenging part of writing their relationship? And she says the most challenging part was making sure the relationship evolved naturally while also keeping the timeline relatively short. Kat was the heavy load of her own trauma that keeps her from seeing Meg clearly at first, and I needed to write her slowly to embrace Meg, despite who she believed Meg to be. The other challenging part was making sure Meg was simmering with her own pent up rage, while at the same time keeping her sympathetic to the reader. It was a lot of plates to keep balanced, and I think she did a really good job of doing that.
I do too.
Because, like, we did get the Kat is mad and Meg
Yeah.
is bad, but I don't hate her because she's
Yeah.
kind of got this Robin Hood going on,
Yeah.
and
Bad with a cause.
Scott's trying to tell her no, she's bad, but there's something holding Kat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I thought she did a really good job.
I
It
think
was
she did a
very
really good job with it.
believable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. Like I said.
Okay, Kat's relationship with Scott is heavily influenced by his gambling addiction. What did you want readers to take from this conflict? She wanted readers to see the complexity and heartache of loving an addict, that they are more than the worst thing they've done. I also want readers to remember that our instincts are almost always right. When something seems off, we don't need to know why. We only need to trust the feeling. That's a good little
That's a good
quote.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, usually your gut instinct is right about people,
Oh, definitely.
but I don't think she dove as deep into Scott's addiction because if she was trying to make us feel sympathetic and what it's like to love an addict, I did not feel any sympathy for him, but that's
Mm-mm.
also because I personally don't have a lot of experience with
Yeah.
addicts. So maybe my worldview would be totally different
Mm-hmm.
and my
And yeah.
take on it would have been different had I lived through that.
Yeah.
So
And she didn't delve really into it. By the time
yeah,
we met Meg, uh, in the relationship, that had already happened in the
yeah,
past.
like I
Because
I
because
could
we didn't
care less.
know,
Like
yeah, like,
yeah,
okay, this
I wasn't
happened.
invested in their
Yeah.
relationship.
Mm-mm.
I wasn't rooting for Scott and Kat to
No.
make it in the end. I really could
No.
care less.
Yeah.
Um, Meg's philosophy evolves throughout the book from punishment to restoration. Why was it important for you to show this growth? And she says, all characters need growth, even con artists. I don't really believe that real world con artists are anything like Meg. However, I don't really view Meg as a true con artist. See, she's a vigilante,
Yeah.
exacting her own brand of justice in a world where too many people have the ability to evade it. It's that quality, I think, that allows us to root for her. Definitely
Oh,
100%.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
We
Yeah.
all love a Robin Hood. We all love the
Yes.
underdog,
Yes, definitely.
the little people, especially when they're wronged.
Yes. Like I said, we liked her much better than the men that she did this to. So,
Exactly. But yeah, ultimately, it was a very, very good book.
yes.
Um, I would have loved more. So we'll see if she comes up with anything else. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely
but
read
Meg was
her
keeping
next book.
some of what she took for herself. She wasn't innocent,
No, she
Not
wasn't.
at all,
And Robin Hood
because
wasn't
she
either. Robin
definitely
Hood's got
gave
some of his
herself a
money too.
cut. Yeah, she
Yes,
gave herself a cut,
she
clearly
certainly
enough to
did.
buy a place in Costa Rica and pay off people's student loans
Yeah,
and things like that.
she gave a little back, but you're right. She did. I mean, she
Yeah.
was a thief.
Yeah. So I guess she kept most of Philip's money except for the house.
Yeah,
She
because she
had those
gave
big
that.
diamond earrings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those came
yeah,
from the golfer, right? And she kept
the
what, like
golfer.
almost 40,000 of his money.
Yeah,
So I wonder how many others. There was a professor,
yeah. I said
the teacher, and the principal. She got a good sum from him. So yeah, I mean, there was all sorts of
there's a little. I
stories
mean,
that we
yeah.
didn't even hear about. Yeah, nope. She totally was not innocent.
No.
She definitely broke the law. She could be
Yeah.
arrested. But the targets that she picked, though, it's like, if I go down, you're going down with me. Because the ones that she picked were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, so they're going to get in trouble too. So if they make a big stink
Yeah.
about what she's done, they're going down too. So
Right.
it's
Most of
better
the time
for
they
them
can't
to just
report
let
her.
Meg slip out.
Yeah. Like they can't report her because like
Yep.
you stole it first. You can't report
And
me
that's
because
her insurance.
yeah,
That's why
exactly.
she's so smart. Because she
Definitely.
picked targets that were easy. Exactly, she picked targets that were easy to dislike. Um,
Yeah.
that she had leverage on them, blackmail. Like she totally knew what she was doing. So yeah,
Definitely.
it was good. It could be
That's
a
it.
good movie. What do you think?
It would be a good movie. Yeah.
I'm
I'd
sure
watch it.
Hollywood would find a way to ruin it.
I know. I'd say I would watch it.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Oh, I'm so excited this is going to be adapted, and then I never watch it. So,
I always do.
so
Not pretty good about
let's talk
separating
July.
movie and book. So I
Like
know going in. Yeah,
decompartmentalizing.
exactly. Like I know that it's like the base of the idea. Like
Yes.
do it well. I mean, I
Yeah.
usually most of the time like the book better, but I
Right.
usually
And
like
that
to
is
see
my
how they
biggest
interpret it into a movie.
advice on the Bridgerton. Read the book first and then watch the show, because the show
Yeah,
is
I like
really
both.
good all on its own,
Yeah,
but you're going to have the book spoiled for you and it won't be as good.
yeah. Well, I
They're
always
turning.
I don't like to do the opposite. I don't like to watch the movie and then read the book. I like to read the
Oh,
book and then
okay.
see the movie.
Yeah, I like to do the book and then the movie.
Yeah, because sometimes when you see
They're
the
turning.
movie, then by the book you're like, I don't need to read it.
I'm kind of bored.
I
Right.
already have the
Exactly.
idea of this, so I like to do the opposite.
So they are taking No Exit. They've already done a movie on Hulu. Now they're going to make it into a series.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. So July, we have picked The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard.
And the reason why we did that was because Susie has already read it.
Yes,
we're
we're
trying
giving the
to,
new mom. We're hoping she joins
yeah.
in.
That way she can join and not have any pressure of having to read a book.
Yeah,
So I was kind of hoping she would hop on tonight and let us see the baby.
yeah. Like show us the baby. He's so cute. He's so
Oh my
cute.
goodness, he's a doll. It makes me want to have another one until I look at mine and I'm like,
Did I knock on the door, mom?
would not add to this. Yeah. No, they're good boys. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
little.
definitely. But yeah,
So,
he's so cute.
yeah, we've got The Bodyguard, but I was getting ready to start Firstborn. Is that the name of it?
Oh, I started that today.
With the I'm gonna use it
The twin
for
sister.
Seeing Double.
Yes.
Seeing Double. I'm gonna use it
Yes.
for that. So
Perfect. Yeah,
it was perfect.
Yeah, when I saw spoilers for when I saw it was what spoiler for book of the month, I went in and see if I could get it from NetGalley.
That's what
So,
I did too. That's exactly
I'm
what I
like,
did.
I don't want the because like I said, I don't reread mystery thrillers, so there's no reason I need a copy. So I'm like, oh,
Right. Why is this
I'll try to
doing
get it
this
from
to me?
NetGalley, and then so I got it. So I got to read it so I can review it.
So I've gotten some really good ones here lately. The Widowmaker.
No, that one.
So Sarah said she only gave it 4 stars because she only reserves 5 stars for books she would reread, and she wouldn't reread this one, but she did really like it.
Yes.
Did I sum that up right?
Very good.
So I got The Widowmaker, which
Yes.
comes out in December. It's not gonna.
Oh yeah, and there's a glare. Your ring light is on it.
I've even got to. I went to the settings.
Yes.
But that sounds good.
That sounds good. But yeah, anytime I give like a mystery thriller 4 stars, that means I really liked it. Usually they get about a 3.5 because I liked them, but they're not exactly memorable for me. I read them and then move on to the next thing. So I usually just reserve my 5 stars for favorites.
5 because I
Susie did
actually read it and didn't just listen to it, and I really enjoyed it. And I am so busy that if I actually finish a book, like an actual print book, then I really loved it.
Yeah, that's so sad. Everybody has different ratings. That's just me.
I am apparently glutton for punishment because guess what I got from NetGalley? Just guess.
The Rachel Hawkins new book?
Yes! Yes! Why did I do that? I have hated everything that she has written.
I didn't like the X-Hex.
No, I didn't hate. I haven't hated.
Reckless Girl. I haven't hated anything. And The Wife Upstairs and Reckless Girls, I gave them 3.
They were probably both. Yeah, I probably gave them 3 too.
I read them and I, wanted to see how it was going to end. There was no point I wanted to put it down. So I don't hate her, but I just like Susie and some of the others, they hate her. They do not like it at all.
But they also sent me the kiss curse, and I did not like the X-Hex. So
yeah, the X-Hex, I was like, it was fine. It wasn't a favorite of mine.
Yeah. So, and they sent me Nicholas Sparks book, and the last Nicholas Sparks book, I said I'm never reading him again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I haven't read him for a long time.
We'll see.
I used to read his books, but then I
found other authors.
Yeah. I was tired of him killing off the people, and then I don't like when the dog dies. So I didn't like The Guardian, and that was the last book. I never forgave him for that. I sob when the dog dies in books. I don't do that to me.
Yeah. I don't reread. Well, okay, that's a big lie. I reread.
I rarely reread anyway.
And I reread Stephanie Plum. But other than that, I really don't.
I don't reread a lot.
I'm probably going to reread Me Before You sometime this year because my library book club is doing it. And it was
okay.
I will probably do the audio this time. Just to be refreshed because that book is amazing.
There's so many books, it's hard to reread.
I know.
I want to, but there are some books that I will reread.
When I have 300 books on my Kindle and a full bookshelf that I haven't read, it's hard to,
It's hard to reread. Prior choice reread.
Yeah, it is. It is hard to reread.
I reread the Bridgerton series last year, but I read them when they first came out.
Back in the day.
My sister loves historical romances, and she got me hooked into some of the Julia Quinn and
Loretta Heath and
no, I can't remember who else. She loved somebody else too, and but it had been 20 years.
Yeah, that's funny.
However long it's been, but I really liked it. I mean, I could still remember some of it, but the details. But
I'm getting ready to
20
finish,
years, maybe I'll reread some of my new favorites.
The third one with Sophie. I'm reading it right now.
Yes, I love that one. I love a Cinderella retelling. I do love that one. I loved all of them. I thought they were fun. I love the family. I love how they looked after each other. Yeah. They give each other a hard time. Yeah, I love that.
I'm feeling them. So,
but yeah, I don't.
Yeah. And then what was our July? Our July challenge is just the summer.
The summer goes for July and August.
Yeah.
So just read it once again.
We needed a summer break.
Yes.
And just kind of putting out some.
Yeah. You can
Easy
do one, you
stuff.
can do both, you can do a mix.
Do a bingo. Yeah, do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like reading challenges, so
I have The
yeah.
City of Girls, but I haven't read it. So you all both suggest it. And now, isn't that the woman that wrote Eat, Pray, Love?
City of Girls.
Or am I making
Is
that
it the
up?
same girl? I don't
Elizabeth
remember.
Gilbert. Isn't that who that
Oh yeah,
is?
then I think that is her. I didn't realize.
Mackenzie will answer. Oh, Mandy, yes. Yeah, okay. So, and I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
read Eat, Pray, Love either,
I've never read
but I
it.
hear
I saw
it's
the
great.
movie. I saw the movie.
I really like
Yeah.
20s books a lot too. Beatrice Williams has that series, The Wicked Redhead.
Mm.
It's really good. It's about the 20s and Prohibition. Yeah,
Okay.
let me add that to my never-ending TBR.
I know. There's so many. It's like, oh my gosh. I know.
I know. I wish that publishing would just shut down for
I
1 year
know.
and
Just
let
let
me
catch
get
up.
caught
1
up.
year.
Yeah, and then you
They
can
are,
start
yeah.
letting them
You
come
never
back
catch
up.
up. I know. My goal
Because
this
I
year has
will
been to
never.
get through my TBR. The
Yeah,
books that I have physically. I don't want to talk about Kindle or Audible, but like what I have. But I keep buying more. I'm never gonna get through them.
I have actually doing. I think it was Kate who messaged me the other day and was like, "Are you still not buying books?" And really, I
I
have
need to
not
stop. You've
bought
been
a
good. You've
book.
been doing NetGalley, and you don't
Yeah,
even get
I've
your book
not
of the
bought a
month
book in I did
boxes
get
anymore.
this month.
Oh, because you had a birthday or reward or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
I got the Riley Sager book and the
got
You're
that.
Invited.
I didn't get that one yet.
But I've even sold some of my Riley Sager books because I at first I was like I'm keeping everything that he writes, and now I really don't care.
Right. I have a collection of books, so I have all his still.
Yeah, so I've been unhauling them.
Yeah, but
So.
I know I need to go through and because I have run out of shelf space. Like
Look, all that means is you need to go to
all of that,
IKEA
I
and get you
need
a
to.
new bookshelf.
I know. I already have two. Let me show y'all. See, that one's
Yeah,
full,
yeah,
and that one is full. But all of those
that's
are red.
funny.
Those are my red books. I don't want to
So
show you my.
Mackenzie,
I don't want to show you my carts full of TBRs. And
that's so
there's also a
funny.
bookshelf behind me that is unread. It's ridiculous.
That's funny. Mackenzie, were you on the conversation when I was talking about gambling in Kentucky? How all the casinos across the river. Do you have any good horseshoe stories? I've never been, but a lot of people from here go and they win hotel rooms, and so they stay the night. But it's like a miniature Vegas in Indiana.
Okay.
So I have loved everything up until Survive the Night, and I just thought it was weak. I just thought his characters were weak, and I thought
Yeah.
his twist was weak. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
the
weird.
punch. Like
Yeah.
when I read The Last Time I Lied in Final Girls, like my jaw was on the ground. I was so shook. And then Survive the Night was just weak for me. So
Yeah.
I think his problem is he is a yearly author. And so he only
Yeah.
gets like
Probably not that
less
much.
than 6
Yeah.
months to write the whole book
Yeah.
before he can get it in editing and printing and all of that.
Yeah. I find them
Yeah, I just
entertaining. So, I think they're fun. I think they're,
yeah.
I think I said this before, but it kind of reminded me of those like cheesy horror movies that you watch when,
Yeah.
they're
So
entertaining, they're fun. I want to see how they end. So, but you're right.
had
Some of them are not my
Survive the
favorite.
Night been written by somebody else, I probably would have liked it. But because I know what he can do,
Yeah.
that's why I think that's why I was as critical as I was. But yeah,
Oh no, that
so
was
I'm
definitely
glad
one of
I'm
my
not the only one
favorites.
who thought that.
Oh no, that
I
one
don't I don't
definitely,
enjoy it either.
but I haven't hated any of them. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like
Mackenzie,
I'll
we
read
should
them.
go to
So
Churchill Downs one day. Book club at Churchill. All right. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so I guess I'm gonna go crazy on this Friday night.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm so glad baseball got canceled tomorrow. We have had such a long week.
Oh yeah, very
Every
nice.
day except for Wednesday, we had practice. We had practice Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6. He is
Yeah,
6.
it's just gonna get worse. I mean, he's older.
But so he's joined this travel ball team, and that's apparently is our life now.
Ugh,
But that's what he wants to do. So
yeah, yeah, that's what it.
yeah,
All
and
right.
Mackenzie, if we play in Louisville, you'll have to come. You'll have to come with us. Come
Yeah,
hang
that
out
would
with
be
us for a little
fun.
while. Big Louisville meetup for any book of the month people. So, all right.
Fun.
Well, you get back to your
Yes,
movie.
I was actually done.
What were you watching?
Like a Jurassic World movie.
Oh,
I
I
was
have
flipping
only seen the
through,
first
and so
one.
I love. Yeah, the first in the new series or the old one, like Jurassic
Like
Park or
the
Jurassic World.
original
Oh,
Jurassic
like the
Park from
original.
like
I I went and saw the new one, the third one, and this, and so the first Jurassic World was on, so I was like, I watched that because there's nothing I was like, there's nothing I have to do because I completely worked
yeah,
out that it was the book
so
chat. Like, oh right, so
I don't remember which it might have been the second one. I was young. Like so I'm just now 33 and this was like before it had to be before 1998 because that's when we moved here and we still lived in Owensboro then. And my dad took me to the theaters to see Jurassic Park and I just remember being so scared.
yeah,
And
that's
so I've just
wonderful.
never wanted to watch
I
them
like them.
again.
I like Chris
Yeah,
Pratt, so
happy
I watch
4th.
him. I watched
Can
it
you
just for
believe
Chris
it's already
Pratt in the
July
movies.
4th almost?
It's crazy.
Like, where did our year go?
Yeah, it's crazy that it's already July. We're going like on a
Yeah.
big cruise in a couple, but we've been planning it forever, and so it's like
Oh, that's
that.
right.
So it's like around the corner. It's like in 2 weeks, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, it's
So we'll
finally
have lots
time.
to talk about on our July meeting
Yes,
because you'll get to tell us all about
yes,
your cruise.
yes. Or July,
All
but
right.
it's
Well,
like August 1st because I will be on a cruise.
oh yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I think we scheduled it August 1st because I get back right around the last.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to Alaska for 2 weeks.
So
We're doing a
fun. I'm
cruise.
so jealous.
We are doing a cruise for a week, and then we were doing a land thing for a week in
Did
Alaska
you
to go to a
read the
bunch of
Greta?
cities.
You read
So
the Greta book, didn't you?
yeah,
She went to
yes,
Alaska on
she
the
went
cruise.
to Alaska.
Okay,
I
that's
know.
fun.
I should have saved it, but
Saved it. Yeah.
to
All
read
right. Well, everybody
on
have a
in
great
Alaska, but I didn't.
weekend.
Yeah, y'all
Great
have fun.
4th.
We'll see y'all
Hope you get
next
lots of
time.
reading done.
Yes.
If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that. And then if you don't care, give us a like on this video. Give it a
Yep.
like. And then maybe
Thumbs
share it
up.
if somebody, wants to
Chat
check it
about
out. So
books. Yes.
hopefully, once school starts back and everything settles down with the baby and we'll get to hitting book club hard again. So
Yes.
summers are hard. We've kind of always taken a break a little bit in the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's have a great fall and have a lot of activities going on. So
Yeah. That'll be
all
fun.
right, well,
Fun,
we'll
fun.
catch you all next time.
Yep. Bye.